He carries the thread across.
Carries the thread on linen?
On linen. He stitches on linen. He showed me.
So, that's all your whips?
That's all
very good, very good. But I'm also hoping to outlive him. So.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. Hi there. Welcome to the Notorious Needle. I'm Sarah.
I'm Bridget.
And on this channel, we talk about cross stitch.
We do.
We sometimes swear.
I do.
And we also sometimes talk about politics from a liberal perspective and how that affects our cross stitch.
Usually at the end.
Usually at the end. However, we usually do a giveaway every Flosstube, but last time we forgot.
Wait, who forgot?
I forgot.
Yeah.
So this time we're going to do two. So normally here's where we announce the giveaway winner from the previous Flosstube.
But there isn't one because we, yeah.
So this time we're gonna do a giveaway. So
you're too young to have senior moments. I have an excuse.
I am in perimenopause. I call it perimenopause. So the first giveaway is going to be this pattern from Rosewood Manor, designed by Karen. I think it's pronounced Karen Kluba. I don't know what it's called. This pattern. Is it just called? It's not called Rosewood Manor. What is it called?
What is
Iris NB?
Iris and B.
Iris NB.
Well, that makes sense because that's what it is.
Yeah.
An iris and a bee, and it's a cute little tiny pattern.
Yeah, it's just a little mini sampler. Good for fabric swatches.
Mm-hmm.
Bridget has a copy of this too, so she might stitch this. I just like the iris. I'm not really big on samplers, but the iris is really lovely. And so, to get this, please complete the Google form. The link is in the description below. That's just so that I have your information and I know who you are, and it's easier to facilitate sending this to you. I don't use that list for anything other than this.
No, and we don't sell it, and
we don't.
To be honest, if you don't complete the form, we'll just move on to the next.
We will move on to the next. We will pick a new winner.
Yeah.
Please be in the. Actually, this is just paper. You can be anywhere in the world, and I'll send this to anywhere that receives mail from the United States. Please. Oh, what word are we going to use?
Oh, well, you have to be over 18. We'll tell them the word at the end.
Oh, okay.
Make them listen to all this nonsense first.
Please be over the age of 18. Be a subscriber, and you need to know that the giveaway has no value, and if it gets lost in the mail, it will not be replaced, and Notorious Needle cannot be held responsible. The designer and YouTube have nothing to do with this giveaway.
And they don't even know we're doing it.
They don't even know we're doing it.
So Iris?
Iris.
I-R-I-S.
I-R-I-S. Use the word iris in a comment in a sentence, and only once. All right, so good luck, and I look forward to reading your comments. So I'm over here singing Britney Spears because, oops, I did it again. We were going to do two giveaways, and we forgot the second one. So here's the second one. This is Summer Welcome Banner. This is produced by Creative Moments. I can't find the name of the designer. But anyways, all of the previous rules apply. Please use the word welcome in a sentence and only once, and go back to the giveaways section to see all of the other rules that apply, and good luck.
Is that what you're going to do next?
Yeah, I can do your comments next. So there's only one comment that I wanted to respond to. It was more recent, and it's from Judy Colson 6047. And Judy writes, "Politics can so divide otherwise good people. I find there are crazies on both sides of the aisle. I prefer to call myself tending towards a balanced middle, as both sides can be way too far. To me, it's not so much as we and them taking sides in a war, because that's what divides a country and its good people. It used to be both sides were kind and respectful of others' opposing viewpoints while standing firm on theirs. Now it's like a huge civil war in our society of the left and the right. I wonder why that is. I find I tend to like and respect others' sides more when they are not in your face, obvious with their stance. Singers, actors, and all, they're just better off leaving the politics at home. It just stirs up too much in people. Peace. You're free to express yourself subtly or obviously." I wrote a response. Judy, thanks for the respectful comment. I appreciate your perspective and I respectfully disagree. First, you may be surprised to find that I'm a registered Republican. So this is not Republicans versus Democrats, although I am an unabashed liberal in general. What you call politics are the rules that govern our entire lives. It's politics that decides who creates law, and we all must follow the law or face punishment. Sometimes that punishment, or the lack of it, is life and death. Politics governs everything we do, from the medical procedures that save our lives,
or don't,
to keeping our food safe and to driving on the road every single day. There's nothing we do that does not involve the law and therefore politics. So we are stuck with it, whether we like it or not. And not talking about it leaves room for bad people to take advantage of the vacuum and make it work to harm others. So yes, it is us versus them, but it's not the left versus the right. There will always be people who want to do things that will hurt others, whether because they like hurting other people or because what they want will result in that hurt. And I talk about politics because I want to do what I can to try to prevent that hurt. I'm okay with us versus them because they are the people who hurt, abuse, and extort. And we are the people who want everyone to live in a way that makes them happy without hurting others.
Is this long?
Nope, it's about violence versus peace. And I count you, who doesn't like all the division and vitriol, among the us. And that's my reply. I think that's part of why I started the Notorious Needle, to talk about the hard topics, because I feel like ignoring them and not talking about them. I wanted to address this because I get this all the time. It's cross stitch. You should stick to cross stitch. Actors get that. You should stick to acting. Athletes get that. You should stick to football.
No, if you have a platform and you have a voice and you have an opinion, then you have a platform and a voice and an opinion. And if somebody doesn't like your opinion, they'll obviously listen to somebody else.
It's more than that. I just think it is important to talk about these things, even if it causes disagreement and a little bit of disruption, because if we don't, ignoring it causes hurt. So anyway,
well, to me, silence equals complicity. And I won't be silent because I am not complicit.
Yeah,
I disagree.
Silence implies that you're okay with
right.
The actions of the people who represent you. Silence says that you're okay with what they're doing, and I'm not, so I'm not silent. Right. But also, I think even if you're okay with it, you should say that. You should speak out. There should be discussions about differing ideas. That's not what's happening now.
But the key word is discussion.
That's not what's happening now.
Right. Not anyway. Screaming matches, name calling, lawsuits, and all the other garbage. We won't go into that.
So that's your comment. So that's the comment I wanted to share.
You have an announcement?
I have.
Because I skipped over
I do. That's okay. I feel like I've been talking a lot. Do you have any announcements?
No.
Okay, yes. I have an announcement. There are 3 new patterns available. The first one is a freebie. Here is "Don't Buy a Swastika," which I think is funny. Now, what I want to say about this is I do not condone violence or destruction of property. That is not what this message is. This message is don't buy from Tesla right now, because Elon Musk runs Tesla and he is using the money that he's getting from that to dismantle the American government. Mm-hmm. So that's what this is about. This is a freebie. This is available in the Notorious Needle VIP club, the Needle Ninjas. So it's free to sign up. There's like 13 other free patterns in there. And this is the latest one. So hopefully it's a quick stitch. I think I stitched this in like 3 hours, and you can stitch it and proudly bring it with you to protests, should you choose. And it will fit on one of those little leftover pieces of fabric. Yeah, I stitched this on 14 count Aida, and this is a 4-inch hoop. There are 2 other new patterns available. They will not be free, but they will be on sale for a while. The first is "No Kings Live Here." Oh, you can't see. Oh, there you go. Now you can see there's a crown at the bottom. And of course, you can change the colors. I really wanted the white crown on the like natural fabric background.
I would make the crown orange.
You can make the
Makes a
crown
point.
orange. And then I was going to do royal purple border, but it didn't look right with the natural fabric. So I did like a rich maroon border. And then the other one is a similar style, and it reads, "The president is only a king if we bow." I'm holding it like this so you can see the crown, but this is straight. And then here so you can sew. Obviously these haven't been touch stitched. And then to make this sleeker, I think instead of president, I'm going to add an option that says POTUS. So when this video is published, these patterns will be available at the Notorious Needle. You can go to notoriousneedle.com, you can go to the Etsy store, or you can go to the Notorious Needle store in Gumroad. All the links will be in the description below. But that's it for announcements.
Cool.
All right, Bridget, that brings us to new Stitchy Stuff.
I do have new Stitchy Stuff.
Awesome. Go for it.
Do you have new Stitchy Stuff?
I have one new Stitchy Stuff.
Okay. Well, I have some new Stitchy Stuff because, as you know, I'm a member of Fabric of the Month clubs because I can. And I believe if you buy the fabric, the pattern will come.
Okay.
And it often does. And this one is called Sunset, and it's by Witch's Gardens Crafts. Look at that.
Wow, that's called Sunset, huh?
Yeah, right? Isn't
That's
that
very
cool?
pretty.
Yeah. I like
And what are you getting? Is that that's a fat quarter?
It's a 1/8 of a yard.
Okay.
So, and it's 16 count. And then it came with the little swatch. That's why I'm always looking for small patterns to put on swatches. Like I make these into little needle books for almost all of my project bags have little needle books in them. And then this one got delivered either this morning or late last night.
Oh, nice.
So it's just in time. And this one's called Bridget.
Oh, very pretty.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I love it.
That's cool.
Yep. This one's also by Witch's Gardens Crafts.
The way that one was dyed,
yeah.
It's almost like it's either you could do two totally different backgrounds, or you have like a horizon on the bottom.
Or you could,
like a landscape.
I would probably use it this way because usually my pattern will be up here or down there.
Okay.
So yeah, really pretty ombre kind of effect. And then there's the little swatch that came with it. She always sends a little card with a.
But she doesn't tell you what the name of the fabric is for the swatch.
No, because I don't even know how she gets.
It's probably like when she cuts them, I'm guessing there's like a little extra left over. We could ask her.
Could be, or it could be this is what she uses to check the color when she dyes.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, when you're doing hand dyeing,
it
sometimes
could be like a one-off.
Yeah, it's good to have little swatches.
Yeah,
but
that's cool.
I always like those.
Yeah.
Because I use them. I use everything.
I keep trying to get into her Fabric of the Month club, but it's always full for the fabric that I want.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they do have limits because it's a one-person
of course,
thing.
Yeah,
you got so much you can do and so much you can do at one time. So, and this is another new one.
Very pretty.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't take it out of the bag.
Uh-oh.
I'll take it out of the bag because glare.
Yeah, it's hard to, with the lights, it's hard to see it through the plastic.
I leave them in the bag because they
keep better.
They keep better.
Yeah.
It's called Believe, and it's by Erin Elizabeth Designs.
That's pretty.
Sound familiar?
Yeah, that was my sister's name.
Yeah. And so when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, I have the fabric for that.
That's very pretty.
So when we get to finishes, you will see this again. But this one I got on I don't remember where I saw it. Oh yeah, I saw it on somebody's Facebook, and I went, I gotta have that. And then I went to 123stitch.com and bought it. So that's my new Stitchy Stuff.
Awesome, awesome. I'm trying to find. Okay, so
what you doing?
Erin Elizabeth Designs are also available on the Feisty Needle.
Oh,
which
cool.
is run by my friend Tona Fierro.
I didn't know that
at StitchCon.
Cool.
Yeah, she's a hoot. She's a lot of fun. She has some snarky patterns available, but she also carries Erin Elizabeth Designs, and turns out she's doing Flosstube. So here she is. Love that. I love that thumbnail. Like cross stitching. I like cross stitching and maybe like 3 people. That's her t-shirt. That's fun. Yeah. So
well, good. So put the link to her
I will.
site
I'll put
then.
the link to her store. So
Cool.
shout out to Tona. Congratulations on opening your new store. May it be successful and may you achieve your dream of opening a brick and mortar store one day.
Cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
It would.
She lives in another state, so I won't be going there anytime soon, but hopefully one day.
You got other new Stitchy stuff?
I have one new Stitchy stuff, which I also still have in the bag because I'm terrible and I forgot.
She yells at me.
That's okay. I don't yell at you. There's no yelling. It's
a figure of speech.
So you can see it's just this plaque, and it's got this like thick groove here and a thinner groove here, and this is an embroidery display stand. It's just a wooden stand to display your embroidery hoops. And I got it from DIY Order on Etsy. Here's the listing on Etsy. I don't know if you can everything's getting kind of washed out.
Yeah.
Let me bring it closer. There you go.
So
there we go.
Maybe we can demonstrate how it works.
I'm gonna have to take it out.
I has a hoop right
You have
here.
a finish? Let me take
have
it
a
out
finish.
of the bag.
We haven't gotten to fully finishes, but we
haven't. Well, this is my only new Stitchy stuff,
so that would be next.
We can segue over to fully. I am sorry about the bag. I hope it doesn't bother you.
I actually like the sound of a plastic bag being opened. It makes me think of something new.
But depending on the microphone, I don't know how it sounds. So
you got a fatter one and a skinnier one?
Yeah.
How does that work?
A thicker one and a skinny one. Well, it depends on the thickness of your hoop.
Well, wait. Here's my finish. I'm going to show that
Okay.
first. So here's my finish. And this is Ostara. And it's in the 8 Sabbats collection by Michelle Young of Witches Gardens Crafts. And yeah, it's been hanging on my wall.
Oh, yeah.
Because it matches the one I did last month. Okay, so let's see.
So you just stick it in there. Like that.
I think it's too fat.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's it.
Ah.
Very easy.
So this is if you have more table space than wall space.
Yes.
I see.
But also, I'll be using this to like take pictures of
of this finish.
Test stitches.
Yeah.
Finishes and
cool.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to point out I'm lazy. That's how I finish the back.
Yeah, whatever.
I just cut it and then put a running stitch through it, pulled it tight. I didn't even cut this off. I just kind of tucked it in because
speaking of
I'm
finishes,
lazy.
So I saw it on Caterpillar Cross Stitch first, but there's also a number of Etsy stores that have them, and it's just a wood burned circle of thin wood. Sometimes it's fiberboard, sometimes it's solid, and it's the perfect size to. It just pops into the back of an embroidery hoop.
Oh.
So it's just thick enough to compensate for the inside. Like this is what, a 6-inch hoop? Or this is 8-inch?
No, that's a 6. That's a 6.
So it's not going to be 6 inches in diameter. It's going to be less.
Like 5.5 or something.
So that it pops in to the inside of the hoop. And then the fabric kind of holds it snug.
Ah.
And I was thinking about getting one, but they're silly expensive. So for me, I'm just going to leave it. But if I was going to gift, like I'll tell you in plans later, there's a pattern that I want to fully finish as a gift for a birthday next month. Mm-hmm. And I might do that.
Well, if this wasn't just for me, I would probably put felt around it and glue it on the back,
make it super
or
pretty.
foam board or something.
Yeah.
But it's just for me. I'm going to, these hang up in my house. And if you're that curious that you flip it over, well, you get what you get.
So that's it for new Stitchy Stuff?
That's it for new Stitchy Stuff, and that's it for fully finished.
For fully finish.
Right.
Well, I already showed you I have a fully finished.
You do have a fully finished.
This guy is staying right like this.
Why do you leave? I'm curious because I noticed you have a few in the back that you also did the same thing where you just left it.
Because I'm lazy. It's just for me.
Oh, okay.
I don't care.
You're lazier than I am.
I'm very lazy.
That's even worse.
Yeah. But also I frequently cut. It's like it's not enough really to like gather it in the back.
Yeah.
In any kind of meaningful
way.
No,
you're gonna have to cut it. Just cut it to the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd rather just leave it like this.
Okay.
Quick and dirty.
I'm just I'm always just curious.
Now it's fraying like crazy.
Yeah,
But anyway,
it is.
that's my. Do you have any finishes that are not fully finished?
I do, as a matter of fact.
Very good, very good.
That was my plan this month, was to get through some. So there's 2 whips from last month that I actually did not work on.
Okay.
Because I just wanted to power through and finish a few things so I could like start other things.
Okay.
Okay, so this first one is Take Me to the Beach, Please. And it was the kit by Emily Call.
That was from our Beach Please
retreat
conventions.
Yep. And let's see, it's on 16 count Ada. It was from a kit.
You sure this looks like 18
floss.
Count? This is 18 count.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. 100%.
You're positive?
Yep.
Well, the kit didn't really say.
Yeah, because this is 18 count and it's the same size.
You think it's the same size?
Yeah.
I don't know. I compared it to my other 16 count and it looked the same size.
Says the woman who's getting new glasses.
I'm getting new glasses. I had an eye exam and apparently, yeah, I can't see again. So,
okay.
But I thought this was super cute.
It is very cute.
And of course, I'll have all this to cut off. Look at that. So I will have a lot of extra.
Very nice.
To make more pictures. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet.
Okay.
It might end up being the front of a notebook.
Ooh.
Because it's just about the right size to be the front of a notebook.
It's very cute.
Yeah. If the notebook cover is landscape rather than portrait.
Right. Or you could still do it portrait, whatever.
We'll see. And then I have, or because I looked in my mom's bathroom, she has a mermaid theme and there's no room.
Oh no.
Although she told me if I gave her one, she'd make room.
Make room, of course.
Yeah. But next we have, I don't know what the title of this pattern is called because it was a freebie on a Facebook page.
Okay.
So I've been calling it Acts of Kindness.
Oh, that's pretty.
And it says, I got to turn it so I can read it. Some believe it's only great power that can hold evil in check, but I've found it's small acts of kindness and love that keeps the darkness at bay. And it's a quote by J.R.R. Tolkien in The Hobbit.
Yeah.
And since that is one of my favorite, I must have read them like 100 times, series of books, I had to do that one. And the pattern is by Natasha Rijcik-Weiser, and I hope I'm saying that right. But it was a free pattern, and unfortunately it's in one of my Facebook pages that you have to be invited to join. And it's on Lunar 16 count from Bestitch Me. And this is a scrap, obviously. But what I wanted to do is compare this to the other one, and I think, look, see?
Yeah, compare it. Go ahead.
But that says 16.
Yep.
You think you think this is smaller?
Yes, it's smaller.
It looks the same to me.
Okay.
Does it not look the same to you?
It looks smaller to me, but we could measure it.
Clearly I do need a new prescription.
I could be wrong too, because I need to get I'm due for my eye exam as well. And I'm at my ophthalmologist is like, well, you're of an age.
Yeah,
where your eyes are changing. And I'm like, that's not the only thing, doc. But,
yeah.
She was she tried to be so delicate. She's so cute. She's like 22 years old, whatever.
Oh, God.
25 maybe. I don't know. And she's like, well, you're of an age. Like, yeah, I know. Anyways.
Well.
So I was just saying, like, could be, maybe I'm not seeing it right either.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Now, this next one is the Believe design that I just showed you by Erin Elizabeth Designs. And I used the DMC snow cone.
Okay.
Or cone of hope.
Cone of hope.
Right, rather than the cone of doom. And this is on 14 count Charles Craft Christmas Plaid Ada. Isn't that cute? I have had this in my stash forever. And I went online, the fabric.
Yeah.
And I went online and I have a piece in green.
So pretty.
As well.
Yeah.
And I've been looking, and I was going to put like a Santa in here.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't find anything I liked that would work in just one color.
Okay.
And this is such a red, and I thought it would look so nice, and I love it.
It's lovely.
So I'm going to look for something to put on the other one, and then this may end up being a Christmas pillow.
A pillow. Yeah, I was going to say, like, how would you frame that? No, definitely a pillow.
I think it's going to end up being a pillow. Now, one thing I will say about this is I should have taped the edge.
Oh, did it
because,
yeah, it was constantly,
I was constantly pulling See, look, I mean, even
Oh, bummer. Don't do it.
no. So if I make it into a pillow, I'm gonna have to stitch the edges, or maybe I still can't get my serger to make chain. It made chain for all of like 10 minutes, and then
Oh no.
I'm gonna take it to the place around the corner and have them oil it and do their, it
Maintenance.
probably needs maintenance. Is probably why it's not making chain, and then have them thread it for me because
I mean, between the bird feathers and the dog hair.
I know. Well, that and the fact that the video that came with it that shows you how to thread it is on a VHS tape. That's how old it is. So, and I looked online on YouTube.
It's vintage.
And nobody else has the same machine I do.
Not anymore.
Listen, I take care of my crap. It lasts a long time. What can I tell you? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But anyways, if you happen to see, Charles Craft's Christmas plaid 14 count anywhere, I kept the bag. That's what I've been putting it back in.
Okay.
This is what it's going to look like.
That's so pretty.
I do love it.
Yeah.
But it took me this long to find a pattern that would actually work on it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sometimes it can be a little bit of a challenge, but I like a challenge. So now I have to find a pattern for the other side that's also Christmas. That'll go on green.
Of the pillow? You can't just have the back of the pillow be, a fabric and not a cross stitch?
It's Aida. Why would I waste a big piece of Aida and not stitch on it for the other side of the pillow?
You don't have to use Aida. You can use whatever fabric you
No,
want.
it is. This is the other one I have.
Oh, you have another piece of that.
Yes, and it's green.
Oh, I misunderstood.
It's in the green with the red and gold.
You wouldn't want
threads.
2 different pillows?
No. Why would I? I don't know. Wait.
One for either side of your couch.
Would I want 2 different pillows? Yeah, maybe I would want 2 different.
I don't know.
pillows.
I just automatically, my brain works in sets. I mean, I do everything in twos.
Well, now you've given me something to think about.
Okay.
But anyways, if anybody has found a monotone, is monotone the right word? Monochrome? Yeah, maybe monochrome is what I'm looking for. Anyway, a 1-color pattern that will work on a Christmas green, send me the link. Because I'm looking for that. I have one more finish.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I told you. I was pushing to get stuff done this month. And I got Hive Rules.
Look at that. That is pretty.
I know.
Very
now,
nice.
It's not a fully finished because I got to light a fire under my husband.
Oh.
He said he's got a piece of wood that this can get mounted on. And I told him exactly what I wanted. And he said he has it. And I guess he's got to refinish it, stain it, sand it. I don't know. I don't know what it entails. I only know that I don't have it yet. Mm-hmm. So this is still just a finish. But this design is on the previous page. By Lindsay Waite of Primrose Cottage Stitches. I did it in DMC. I bought the pattern at Keepsakes when we were up in
Ohio,
in that area,
Cincinnati.
Wherever they are. Yeah. And it's on 16 count oatmeal. And this actually is out of my stash.
Yeah,
I don't have.
That's a really big piece.
And it was exactly.
Oh yeah, you didn't.
I didn't cut it. Oh. No. I measured it and went, holy shit, this fits.
Wow, yeah, it's a perfect fit.
I keep telling you.
That's crazy.
Get the fabric and the pattern will come. And it does. It's like, buy the shoes and the outfit will come. That's always been my motto.
That could work.
And I have a closet full of shoes to prove it. But anyways, so those are my finishes.
I have one more finish. It is a semi-finish. I finished another character in the Naruto pillowcase situation. So
yeah,
this is also one of my whips. Let me bring the photo up here. So this is pillow number 1 of 2. This is all the. There you go. Now you can see better. All the dudes that are going on the pillow. There's 6 of them. And I wrote down their names this time because I can never remember because I don't watch the show. These are all Naruto characters. So let's see. This guy right here in the middle, that's Itachi. And then this guy down here is Kakashi Sensei. And then the one I finished is this guy, and his name is Minato. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. But anyway, Naruto is an anime TV series that my son and his fiance are crazy for. So I'm making a set of 2 pillows with 6 characters each, and then the main character Naruto will be a wall portrait. So this is on 18 count beanstalk Ada by Fiber on a Whim, and the patterns are by Cross Stitch's Tales on Etsy, and it's not called Naruto because copyright. It's called like Anime Ninja, and then the style is Chibi, Chibi, Anime Ninja Chibi set of 14 patterns. Anyway, so I'm stitching 13 out of the 14.
Cool.
And so this is the finish. This guy Minato. I finished that guy. So that's my only other finish. Whips.
Yep, go for it.
Okay. I only have 2 other whips.
I was going to say you probably have fewer than I do.
Yep. The first is Yggdrasil. This is what it will look like finished. Yggdrasil, this particular version. Yeah, I know.
There you go.
Everything's washing out. This is also called the Celtic Tree of Life. Now, Yggdrasil is a Norse myth, but this is a Celtic style pattern. This is by 2x2 Stitch Art on Etsy, and this is what I have stitched so far. I'm stitching it in my own colorway using DMC floss, and this is on 36 count linen in Wapo Blue by Needle Bling Designs.
I love this blue.
It is really pretty.
Yeah.
So I finished this portion here, this top border of knotwork, and I finished this side piece here.
Is this going to be a pillow when it's done?
I don't know. I haven't decided.
It would make a good one.
It would make a pretty pillow. And then I have, after this blue border, I have 1 more border, and then I'm done.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I got to sign it. I think I'm going to sign it like in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This took a while.
Yeah, this is taking years, but it's really pretty.
It is really pretty. It's coming out well.
I'm really happy with the colors. Oh, and I did decide on the last border, I think, is going to be like 312, which is like a dark navy.
A really
blue.
dark navy. Yes, yes.
Yeah, we had talked about that.
Yes.
So
I think you need a darker color to seal it because all of this is nice and bright.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But
I don't like black.
No, I don't think black would look good on this.
No.
I agree. And then the last pattern I added to the rotation for this month, this is Fossil by Cross Stitch to Calm. This is what I've got done so far. I have the book. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what page it is.
But it's right there.
Oh, yeah. That's what the finished pattern. It's monochrome. I am using a variegated floss by Sulky.
And it's so pretty.
This book is by Leah Lintz, called Cross Stitch to Calm by Leah Lintz. And
it's silk, right? The Sulky?
The Sulky? No, it's not silk. It's cotton.
Oh.
It's cotton embroidery floss, but it's thicker than DMC.
Cool.
And it's a variegated, and I am stitching it on 25 count Ivory Lugana by Zweigart.
And you're stitching it 1 over 1.
I'm stitching it 1 over 1.
Nazi cuckoo.
Yeah. And I think if I stitch again on 1 over 125 count, I'm not going to use the Sulky. I feel like it's a little too thick.
Really?
But this looks really, I like this.
I love that variation. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
I love that with the blue and the green.
Yeah.
It's so nautical. And it's perfect for that little design because isn't that called a nautilus? The shell?
Oh, I don't know. It's called the Fossil in the book, the pattern. I don't know.
I think that's a nautilus
what this kind of shell is called. I forget. But
for some reason I want to say that's
But yeah, this is the first in a series of nautical themed patterns that I'm stitching. It was originally intended for a travel trailer, which we still want to get eventually, but that goal has been set back a few years, I think. But that is all of my whips.
You're done.
I'm done with whips.
Doke.
All right, Bridget, take it away.
Here we go.
Take a deep breath. Take a sip of your drink.
I think I only have like 6 of them.
Only 6.
Only 6. Yeah. Well, sometimes I have like 14. Depends. So we're going to start with Midnight Brew.
Oh, I love that pattern.
Me too. And it's designed by Autumn Lane. Yeah, that's all they say. Autumn Lane. It doesn't have like the person's name, does it?
No.
Autumn
I'll
Lane
look through
Stitchery.
it. You keep going.
Oh, Aaron Houston.
Oh, there you go.
Aaron Houston of
Autumn Lane.
Autumn Lane Stitchery. And that's what it looked like. And when I saw the pattern, I went, oh, I have fabric.
And the model is stitched on like the perfect fabric.
Such a dark purple.
They did such a good job.
I know. But here's what I've gotten done so far.
Lovely.
And I'm using a toile for the moon and the owl's eyes. And there's going to be more of the green down in the bottom here when you get to the cauldron and stuff. But I decided to use the A12 in the pattern. It calls for the glow in the dark.
Yeah.
And I've never found the glow in the dark. Well, I've stitched a couple things with it. And it's, what's the word I'm looking for? I find it to be ineffective. If it glowed like all the time, but the A12 sparkles like all the time. So I like the A12 better. Okay. So and it is on, hang on, I put my thing on top of my notes, duh. So it is on 18 count Ostara by Witches Gardens Crafts. And then I'm using the Cone of Doom.
The Cone of Doom.
Which I have figured out I've used 1/4 of.
Yeah, I've used almost half of mine.
Oh my God. I know. And I thought, oh, here's a lifetime supply of black. Nope. No. At some point, I may need
Although the white, I did get the Cone of Hope, and that might last like the rest of my stitching days.
Yeah, the white doesn't go quite as fast. And then here is Holly Jolly all year long, which are Santas.
Yes.
I know, such a shock, right?
More Santa Claus.
More Santa.
Santa all year round around here. What did we say? Slutty for Santa.
Slutty for Santa, yep. And this is what I've gotten done so far. I have done January, February, March, April, and I'm working on May. May hasn't been finished yet. And Holly Jolly Santa's design is by Amy Brukin. And I'm doing it on 16 count Through the Stones by Bestitch Me. And I know in prior floss tubes, I know in prior floss tubes, I have said that this was a different fabric.
Oh.
And then,
it's on, the card is on.
I always leave the card on there because, senioritis.
Yeah.
But
too.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
You like how they're coming out?
I do. It's really adorable. Yeah. And 16 count, I think, is the only thing I can handle at this point, at least until I get my new glasses.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then the next one is In a Twinkling.
Another Santa.
And that's what it's going to look. Yeah. Yeah. You can stop saying that anytime now because there's more than one or two. And In a Twinkling, this is from For the Love of Cross Stitch, January 1994. So don't throw those old Cross Stitch magazines away. Or if you're going to give them away, scan them first.
That's literally 30 years ago.
31.
31?
Yeah, 1994. Yeah, so your point, I'm still in the same house. I haven't thrown them away. And I won't because you know what? There's still patterns in here that someday I may make. And I knew I was going to make this one eventually. When I saw this one on the magazine, I was like, oh, I know someday I'm going to make that. And I am. And I will show it to you right now. And this one I've been working on pretty steadily for the past few days because I'm so close.
Oh, wow. He's coming out great.
Yep. It is very, very close. Did I say who it? No, the designer is Nancy Doctor. This is on 18 count Fiddler's Light by Idle Hands. And it is 18 count. And I am using 2 strands of DMC. And that's why, this is really good coverage. If you feel this.
Yeah, it's almost 100% except for like the border and this banner up here.
Yeah. Well, this there's going to be words here.
Yeah.
I have not decided if I'm going to put all the words in there.
Okay.
But I still have to do all of the outline and back stitching. And this down here either gets red berries. They're either going to be beads.
Oh, you haven't decided?
Or French knots.
Okay.
I'm probably leaning towards French knots.
Okay.
Because I'm not afraid of French knots. I can whip those out pretty good. In fact, I did the French knots on the teddy bear's eyes which I don't know if you
Oh,
can
yeah.
see right over here. I did those. This isn't exactly confetti, but there's only like 3 stitches of any one color in any one spot. So it's a lot of color changes, which, you know, that, but
it has a nice effect.
It's got a very beautiful portrait kind of effect.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do with it when I'm done. Stitching is the fun.
Right? I have a drawer full of finishes that I've never framed or anything. Oh, I got to do something with that.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe you don't.
Maybe I don't.
Maybe you could just leave it. And then, no comments, please. This is Auschenclaws.
Auschenclaws.
At least I think that's how you pronounce it.
Why would I have comments? I don't know how to pronounce it.
It's another Santa.
Oh, right. Well,
yeah,
yes.
That's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. Can you see that?
It's par for the course. Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, good. But he's more of a very grim,
a very stern
Santa. I like him.
Don't be on the naughty list,
right?
Kind of Santa.
And I've been working on him.
Oh wow, he looks way better in real life. That picture they've got of him.
I know, but I mean, it's just I worked on his eyes to give him some expression, and I've got to find. I can't find where the color they want for me to outline the nose must be in another pattern, and I haven't come across it yet. So I will get to that. But he's got more hat to go.
Yeah, and that's even before backstitch. He's gonna look amazing.
And this design is by Carol Emmer Designs, and it's on 16 count oatmeal. And I found this pattern in Just Cross Stitch Christmas Ornaments 2001.
Okay.
This is one of the ones we have on CD.
Yeah.
And he's just.
Are you thinking he's gonna be an ornament, like a tree ornament?
Yeah, he might be, because he's gonna fit. He's gonna fit in a hoop,
yeah.
And this might be one of the ones I keep. I usually give away a lot of ornaments that I make, but man, Santa, man, he might be my keeper.
Something about a man in a red suit.
I don't think that's it.
I'm just teasing.
No, it's something about a man who brings you gifts. Hello. What's not to love?
Agreed.
I am looking for there it is. Okay.
Oh, belting.
Yep. I'm working on.
We are stitching. You're stitching.
I'm
these
working
in order,
on belting.
That's adorable.
By Michelle Young of Witches Gardens Crafts, and here's what I have done so far.
Very nice. And that's is it monk's cloth? No.
This is 14 count mocha cream.
Mocha cream.
Mm-hmm. That I bought online. Don't ask me when. Don't ask me where. Don't ask me from who.
It's a nice neutral. I like it.
I know. I have
taupey.
I have like a huge bolt of this.
Okay.
Probably 6 yards.
Oh, can I borrow some to stitch my king pattern on?
Yes.
Or I might. Well, I'll talk about that in plans.
So what I did was I cut them all out ahead of time, and then
you cut it first.
I cut it first.
That's not like you.
No, I know. Well, I knew.
Once you stitched one, you were like, it's safe.
Well, I stitched. No, I didn't. I cut the first one because it told me it was going to be 6 inches.
Okay.
I added, I think
3
because I only wanted 1.5 inches on either side, and then I went ahead and cut them. And not only did I cut them, but look, I got my serger to work for a whole 10 minutes.
That was 10 minutes of serging.
Yeah,
very nice.
Pretty much. This one I managed to get all 3 sides serged, and then I used the selvage side before my serger went. But then what I did was I just used the zigzag stitch on the edges of the other ones. Yeah. It's close enough. It works because this fabric, it frays as you're working on it.
Yeah.
Every time you turn
soft.
there's another piece coming up, which is what was happening with the Christmas plaid as well.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm ending up doing them in order because I can. And when I finish them, they'll get hung up.
Yeah.
But this isn't going to be the hoop it gets hung in. It'll get hung in one of the
that's your working
ones.
hoop.
Yes. Yeah. One of them. Yeah. Yeah. This is the Nerge.
Yeah.
This is the Nerge hoop. Nerge number 4
with the serious brass fixings.
Oh yeah. Look at how.
Yeah, we were talking about that in the last Flosstube.
Yeah. I mean this one doesn't hurt when you have to
turn it,
tighten it down. Yeah. No, and if you have to, it has a little thing on here for your screwdriver.
Oh yeah, a lot of them do.
It has a flat head. Yeah,
very helpful.
It is. And last one.
Okay.
And this is the one that made me decide to go get an eye exam.
Oh, Oh, because it's
Literally.
linen. Oh,
This is the one. I took this camping on my last camping trip. And this is Three Parrots and a Whale.
Camping lighting is
and it's
great.
by Jean Farish. No, I have.
Oh, this is the what? This is the
one from your
feature pattern from the Flosstube at Sea, January 2025.
Right. And Oscar was kind enough to gift me with his
because he had chosen not to stitch it. So.
And now I know why.
That's not why.
Yeah.
It's just not his style.
Yeah. Well, it's on 30 count swan feather legacy linen stitched over 2 with Cosmo floss. Now I will say that I'm really liking the Cosmo floss.
Oh yeah, I
really liking
everybody
the Cosmo
says that.
floss.
I don't notice that much of a difference.
And here's what I've gotten done so far.
Okay.
I think I might have had part of the way. No, I did this while I was, and then I started
the colors,
the
man.
palm
I love
tree.
the color palette.
But I will
It's
tell
so
you
bright and
something.
happy.
When it's on this linen stuff, look at that's my back.
Okay.
Because you can't carry thread anywhere.
Yeah, it's very
anywhere. You can see right through it.
Yeah.
Right through it. Now, while we were camping, we were at Koreshan State Park.
Okay.
And there was a guy there who was doing it was Women's History Month.
That's right.
And there was a guy there who was presenting on stitching as part of women's history and education.
Oh. Yeah.
And how stitching was how women were taught their ABCs and all of that, in like the 17 and 1800s. And he is a stitcher.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, it was. I spent like 2 hours just yakking with him and stuff. But he admitted to me that he carries.
What?
He carries the thread across.
Carries the thread on linen?
The thread on linen. He stitches on linen. He showed me. He had some of his work with him.
Yeah.
That he passed around for everybody to see, because obviously a lot of people in the audience were not stitchers.
Yeah.
And I showed him mine, and I don't know if I converted him, but
because to each his own. I choose not to carry on linen. Because you can see the line of the floss.
It shows through the back.
And even more so, right? You're probably going to put a white backing on this, and that'll make any color other than white stick out.
You can see your hand through it. Put your hand up there again.
You can see your hand through it.
You can see your hand through it. So you can definitely see if you carry any of, especially the darker ones.
Yeah.
The lighter ones maybe not, but the darker ones, like the green of the palm tree and stuff. Oh, if you carry that, you're going to see it. And
that
so
may not be an issue, but we're nitpicky.
Well, a little bit.
Yeah. We get a little.
But this is another
nitpicky.
one that I had to
It's all in good fun.
I had to put tape on the edge.
Yeah, I see that.
Because this stuff is free.
Yeah.
I
see that.
But I
is that the fabric that came with it? I haven't even opened mine.
That's the fabric. Well, you must have chosen it. Don't you choose your fabric when you choose your kit?
Yes.
Yeah. So you chose this 30 count linen.
I like the look of linen when it's finished. I don't really like stitching on it.
Me
that much.
either, because you can't carry anything. I had to get very, very creative as to how I was going to stitch this.
Yeah,
especially up here where you have confetti stitches in this top border.
Yeah.
Right here, there's one stitch here.
Yeah.
One stitch there, and I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, I've been wearing magnifiers when I stitch the Yggdrasil on the linen, because it's hard to see. And, I'm in my car. Well, if it's a cloudy day, there's no light.
But when I was camping, I have my little portable light with the magnifier.
And you still couldn't
and
see.
I still made, what happened was I was making mistakes. I was counting, and then I'd put the needle in, and I'd find I had either split the linen, it wasn't exactly in the hole, or I had gone over 3. And then if I couldn't just put the needle back through, because then it would split the stitch again, and it would make a knot. So I had to take the thread off, pull the thread back out, and then rethread the needle.
Oh,
so
I cheat. Do you want to hear my cheat?
After doing like 4 days of that, I was like, I must need new glasses.
It's not a camping trip.
I must need. Well, I brought 2 of them with me. Yeah. That was one of them, and that was one. And I was outside.
Yeah.
So I'm in the bright sunlight, and I was still having issues, and I was like, you know what?
Might be time to see.
I think I need it.
So I have a cheat for that. Because I've done that. I've pierced the fiber of the linen. So what I do is I don't usually unthread my needle. I pull it so that I create a little hole,
Yeah.
and then I put my needle through under in the same hole but under my floss, and then pull it out the other side. And I almost always get it right. Sometimes I also pierce the floss going in the other direction, and then it's even harder to pull out. So I don't really recommend that.
No, I tried that a few times.
Yeah,
and
it's not great.
well,
if you mess that up, it's not great.
I couldn't really see to do it well enough.
No, then I have to get out my magnifying glasses, some extra light, and try and pick it out.
Yeah, and I was using my magnifying glass and my extra light and my glasses, and it was like, all right, time for a new eye exam.
So, that's all your whips?
That's all
very
my
good, very
whips.
good. Okay, on to plans.
I have no plans.
You don't have any
no,
plans?
I do. So
that doesn't sound like you.
Well, I plan to put this on a board.
Okay, well, that's dependent on your husband.
Yeah, well, if
my dad.
You know, sometimes nagging works.
No, don't nag. Inspire.
Oh, okay. So explain to me the difference.
It's not suitable for young audiences.
Oh, got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, never mind.
And that kind of inspiration, you are on your knees, but you are not praying.
Yeah, well, you didn't have to spell it out for me. As soon as you said that, I knew what you were talking about.
Works every time.
Yeah, well. So anyway, my other plan is to find another pattern for the other half of this.
You want another monochrome, you said, right?
Yeah,
something. Some kind of Christmassy monochrome pattern.
And something I can do in white.
Hey, if you know of any, please throw it in the comments and let us know.
Absolutely.
Do you remember about what size is this one?
6. So the inside of this,
it's 6 inches.
No, it's 7 by 7. So a 6
and it's 14 count.
So a 6-inch pattern at 14 count fits perfectly in the center of that.
So 6
7
times
by 7.
14. So 84 by 84 around that. If you know about
90 by 90 is even fine.
A very pretty snowflakey Christmassy monochrome 6-inch by 6-inch on 14 count pattern.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it'll fit in a 6-inch square, or a 6-inch hoop, it'll fit. Okay. It'll fit in that, and then they'll be balanced. And maybe I'll make 2 pillows.
Yeah. Well, I would want to show it off. I would want you to be able to see both of them at the same time. So that's part of why I would do 2 pillows. I'm
thinking, because you know how I made the Halloween pillow and it fits over my couch cushion.
Yes.
Well, I actually have 2 smaller couch pillows on either side, as you will recall, and maybe this will fit them. Maybe. Now I'm going to go home and check that out.
We're going to measure.
And if it does, then I'll get some backing fabric and I'll make
that would be really cool.
And the nice thing about just making a pillowcase is that when the holiday's over, all you have to do is put away the case.
Right.
You don't have a whole big pillow to find someplace to stash.
Yeah.
You know, and you'd think I'd have plenty of room, but guess what? I don't.
Any other plans, you think?
Oh, maybe some needle books. I don't know.
Maybe some needle books?
Yeah.
So I will probably continue stitching on these 3, the Naruto chibi patterns, Yggdrasil, and Fossil. I really want to finish this one because I want to move on to the next nautical pattern. I've started 2 more on the 12x12 New Year's Eve, and those are also monochrome or variegated. I think I did one all in white and one in variegated, and I want to be done with it. I want to move on to the next one.
What are you going to do with that? How are you going to finish it?
I don't know. It depends on if it's going to go.
Looks like it's going to go
inside or outside. It's round. It'll go on a hoop probably. But I'm thinking so we'll probably build a gazebo in the backyard before we get a travel trailer, because it's $1,000 difference between $1,000 versus $30,000 or $50,000. So I might make up a bunch of little ones and then try and weatherproof them and have them hanging up outside underneath the gazebo. That might be fun. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but I had intended on making them to go inside a travel trailer on little magnetic hooks all over the place. We'll see. I don't know. So I want to do those, and then I might stitch the No King Lives Here on this fabric.
Oh, that's really pretty.
This is Stardust cross stitch fabric by Charles Crafts DMC. It's 14 count Aida gold dusted. So you can see all the pretty gold fibers in it. and I thought that might be pretty.
Yep, it's almost like the opalescent fabric where it has all that
Yeah, but instead
shiny.
of opalescent, it has gold
gold shiny.
filaments.
Yeah.
So I might stitch one of those on this. I don't know how much is this. 15 by 18. I could probably fit both of them.
I think
on
you
here.
could. Yeah, I think you could.
Yeah, and
especially if you do margins the way I do margins.
I don't.
I don't do a 3-inch margin on either side.
And
to
then
me,
we
that's
need
a
to
waste.
go thrift store shopping so I can find like ridiculously elaborate gold frames to put them in.
Oh, that would be funny.
I thought that would be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah, maybe not too heavy because maybe I'll carry them anyway. So that's my. I think that's my plans for now. Oh, and I need to fully finish. Hold on one second. I need to fully finish.
I was wondering about that
tentacles
because I know you have all the stuff to finish.
I have all the stuff, so I'm gonna.
We talked about that in a prior Flosstube.
I'm gonna put it on this. This will be the backing fabric. Well, not backing. It's gonna be on a. It's gonna be a circle, and then there'll be another circle, and I'm going to use this mesh to give it like a fishnet effect. And I need to finish this for a birthday, which it's been a year. I missed it last year. I don't want to miss it this year. So that is also on my plans. And my plans is I need to get, it may already be out by the time this video comes out, but the dumpster fire pattern, the 3D dumpster fire pattern that I've been working on, I really need to get that done for you. Cause it's a hoot. I love it. It's adorable. And I think you're going to love it too. So those are my plans.
Very cool. Very cool.
Let me just put this all in here.
Yep.
All right. So that brings us to Democrazy.
Oh yeah, the crazy part.
This is the crazy part at the end of the video. So thank you for sticking with us for all the cross-stitch stuff. Should you choose not to listen to this politics portion. So there's one thing, I just want to talk about one thing because we already talked politics a little bit at the beginning of the video. And that is Social Security. So Doge is firing thousands of people from Social Security Administration, and that is resulting in closing down a lot of locations. They tried to cancel the 1-800 number, but everybody's been protesting so much that they decided not to do that because it pissed everybody off. So the protests are working. The feedback, the pushback, it's working. There's a lot of more stuff that this particular administration wanted to implement straight out of Project 2025 that they're not going to be able to do because it's hurting people. And people don't like that. You know, my mom is just newly retired. My grandmother is still around, retired, you know, and she could live another 10 years. We need Social Security to be there for them. And we paid for it.
Right.
We should get it. And so I will be protesting on April 5th as part of the national protest. There's 2 protests near me. I haven't decided which one I'm going to go to yet. And Oscar is reluctantly coming with me. He's more about protecting me than about actually protesting, but he will be there in support of me. So I will be doing that on April 5th. If you're not sure if there's a protest near you, go to 5051.com. That's 50501.com. There is an app called Mobilize that they have links to where you can click on it and you can find a protest already scheduled near you. There's like 4 within an hour drive of me, and 2 of those are within 30 minutes. So that is good trouble for you, but also something to protect you. What I saw recommended 2 things. First, regarding Social Security, go to the Social Security Agency website. If you haven't already, create an account. Social Security has been keeping track of every dollar you've ever made, all the income you've ever claimed on your taxes is there, and it has an estimate of your payout when you're ready to retire, also depending on your retirement age. Go to Social Security Agency, create an account or update your password, and then download a statement of your account. That way you have something in writing, some kind of record that says, as of this day, this is what I paid in Social Security, and this is what they calculated they would pay me back when I'm ready to retire. Save an electronic copy, save a physical copy in your filing cabinet, file it away. I don't know how useful that will actually be. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an accountant, but it is at least a record of this point in time before they get in, and before Doge specifically and Elon Musk gets in, and the
Musk's around with it.
Well, the problem is, like, it's the most efficient government agency of all time. Something like only 1% of the money is spent on administration. And so he's gumming up the works, which we've said before, and I don't know what's going to happen, right? If they're going to start making errors, at least you have an accounting that says, this is what it was before. What happened? What changed between when I printed this out and now, in case there is a difference.
Right, because it should only go up.
It should
not go down.
It should only go up.
Yeah.
Well, no, they take your most profitable 35 years and they calculate based on that. So
right.
Like if the last 5 of those 35 are, so they project based on your trend. If you've been trending up, and they'll continue to project up for the last 5 years. But if your pay actually goes down, that does decrease.
No, they take your most profitable.
What I'm saying is,
by the time you're 65,
Mom, I'm not done. Okay. What I'm saying is, if you've only been working 30 years and you have 5 to go, or you have 15 to go, but you continue to make less money than your 30-year peak, those 5 years count, and it can bring you down. That's how they're calculating it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. So they take your most profitable 35 years. But if those last 5 years that they take are less profitable, it can still bring you down, or less income. Look it up.
Okay.
Look it up.
Yeah.
Check for yourself. The other thing that you can do is, so a federal court has ruled that Doge has to comply with the Privacy Act of, I think it's 1974 or something like that. Anyway, that means that you can request, let's see, what is it called? You can fill out a request form for your data. I will provide a link below to the website for Jamie Raskin, Congressman Jamie Raskin, who filled out a request for data to Doge to say, what have you accessed, what have you done with my personal data, and every single American is able to do that. And it would be a terrible shame if everybody requests
because
that,
it would just gum up the work so bad.
They won't be able to respond. So they have 30 days to respond. They have 30 days up to 30 days to respond to that. And if your request is denied, you can appeal it. I don't know how to appeal, but at least I know all you have to do is complete this form, which he's already partially completed it on behalf of, to fill in the information about Doge. And then you fill in your own information. You print it out. You have to sign it by hand. It's called a wet signature. Stick a stamp on it and throw it in the mail and wait 30 days to hear back. It would be such a shame if everybody did that.
Because that would just slow them down so bad.
Because they have to respond to that. Mm-hmm. And if they don't, that's another thing to take them to court over, which people will be doing. So that's your good trouble. Save your latest Social Security statement and request, fill out a FOIA request for your own data with Doge.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Something that some of my friends are doing is making sure that they have at least between 3 and 6 months of cash on them.
Liquid,
like not stuck in the bank.
Yeah.
Just in case, because who knows?
Yeah.
And, while we're not old enough to remember when there was a run on banks, there was a recession in the 70s, which was before you were born, but I remember it.
I just remember hearing about crazy gas prices.
Well, it was more than just crazy gas prices.
Well, they were rationing gas too.
Yeah, but that was part of it. Depending on what your license plate ended in, was what day you could buy gas. So yeah, I do remember that actually. And but they're saying that might not be a bad thing. They don't know that anything's going to happen, but you know what? Being prepared doesn't hurt. So see what you can do. I don't know where to put it. Mattress?
Physically?
Yeah. Right.
I mean, I don't know that I would ever want to keep that much cash on me or in my house.
Well, that's the thing though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. The value of the dollar is going to decrease before there's a run on the bank, so I don't know that it would matter that much.
I don't know.
To be honest.
I don't know.
I guess we'll.
But if they screw up, the credit card system or ATM system or whatever, and we're all living off our credit cards.
When you say
ATMs,
they, you mean Doge?
Yeah.
Are they in it now?
Who knows?
Okay.
How do you know they're not?
Well, I'm talking about things that I have evidence for.
Okay. So you can cut that part out.
But it's not a bad idea to find other ways to be prepared. We're not going to know all of them.
No.
So. But I just keep yourself safe as much as possible and continue to call your representatives and protest if you can.
Yeah, and don't assume that this will go away in 4 years, because it might not. He said you'll never have to vote again, and I listen to what that man says, because he says what he means. So he means to never have another election. We need to be patient, and we need to be aware, and we need to be paying attention.
Well, he said that, but we are having elections right now. There are special elections happening. There's 2 in Florida, and I think they just had one in Pennsylvania. I forget where, that Democrats won by like crazy numbers. And so that's happening right now. So we're still having elections, but it's not a presidential election. I'm wondering if that's what you're
I don't know, because how can you infer what he meant by that?
Well, that man has made noises about running for a 3rd term, or I don't know that he'll leave willingly, but I'm also hoping to outlive him. So.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. On that happy note. Well, good luck, stay safe, and
stitch on.
Stitch on.